What is going on, everybody? Believe in Bitcoin. If you don't already, you damn well should. SBF wrote that Binance leaked the balance sheet for FTX, which started the run and created the collapse. He blames CZ Binance for everything. And his response is, hey, bro, just because I'm stealing the money doesn't mean you got to be a snitch. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's safe to say that SBF is about to become some fat, greasy, tattooed bastard's buttery cornhole as he gets sentenced, and I'm pretty sure he's going to go to prison for this one. USDT whale activity is heating up as exchange deposits rapidly accelerate, according to Sentiment. Bitcoin. Whales bought up another $1.35 billion worth of Bitcoin. It's starting to feel like the whales know a little something about what's getting ready to happen. Shiba Inu whale had a 388% spike in whale activity, but that was one big whale. That one big whale bought 4.6 trillion. This was a new buyer to Shiba Inu. Also, FTX founder, his name is Gary Wang, has now started in with a plea deal, which, if that happens, and if he's considered trustworthy by the jury, then that's a wrap on Sam Bankman-Fried. This is not financial advice, but I'm always right.
It's your boy Bleed. Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet. That bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this. It's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 I'm always right.
Welcome to Breakfast with Bleeves. My name is Bleeves. Guys, I'm just trying to put money in your pocket, that crypto wallet, that bing bada bing ching ching big profit. And are the markets sideways today? I don't know. I think so. We had a nice little run last night down to about $2 billion below where we started, and we're still at about 5 right now. The market, we got the CPI data. The CPI data came out, and it was exactly what you would have expected it to be. If you're not following me on the majors of social, then I just want to say, for the record, you're fucking up. You're absolutely you're not getting it. You're not getting it, and you should be following me on all of the majors of social media. And as a matter of fact, we're going to put a new backer up. I just got a new backer. And I want to show you guys this right here because I thought this would be a very, very cool thing. We're going to transition it. You guys are going to see it live. Now, I did resize it, by the way, but we're going to put this back just a little bit right here. Now I look like I'm in a chamber with a little bit of weirdness going on in the background. But we're about to put this new backer in. And guess what? It's now an active and moving backer that will constantly be updating with data, with information. Sneezes and with a lot of sneezing, but let's kick this off and get into what is going on over here on Twitter. Now, for those of you that don't know, I just put out a tweet, and that tweet said, breaking U.S. inflation report CPI, the CPI month over month, 0.4 versus 0.3 and 0.6 prior. That means that it came down, but it's still a little bit higher than what people thought it was going to be. Core CPI month over month, 3 versus 3 and 3 prior. So no change there on the core. And then year over year, 3.7 versus 3.6, which was the estimate, and 3.7 was the prior. So no real progress, no real change, still not getting to that 2 level. And also, What was expected on the core CPI year over year, 4.1 and 4.1, but it is coming down from 4.3 previously. So basically, what was expected likely popped up by recently falling gas prices. And I will point that out just so you guys know that the falling gas prices were one of the reasons there that I think that this number kind of looked a little bit better, because if you remember, not a month ago, we were looking at $4 gas prices. We're trying to figure out like what exactly is going on there. It's just insane out of its mind. But the end result to that is gas prices fell, and I think that really kind of had a nice little effect on the CPI. Now, I don't have the data yet. I'm just guessing wildly. My gas prices are under $3 right now, so when that is the case, it probably, I think, would affect the CPI quite a bit, because gas and oil, obviously that runs everything here. It runs your car, it runs your house, it runs your crazy right-wing people who say, boy, you can't use electricity without making a bunch of oil, and it costs more oil to make an electric car than it does to just put gas in your car all the time. Well, it costs the same amount of oil and gas to build that car too. So are we really that? Look, if you guys are that bad at math, God damn it, that is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. But anyway, hope you guys like the new backer. That's it's going to be moving around quite a bit, and we're going to be testing it out over the next couple days. I did remove it and make it a little bit smaller in the background. We're gonna modify it over time. Maybe not keep even the colors, but I like the color scheme, so try to figure out a way to integrate that in there. And that just annoys the shit out of me in this method. But as you can see right here, we got something going on. We have something. At least we got something. So shout out to Brian Maver in the house. Mike Volmer's in the house. That's at 4 a.m. You guys have been waiting for hours. I appreciate that. Kai Schlott, what is going on? Let's get high, everyone. That's not right. High all. My bad. ME is in the house. S-Dog is here. J-Lock in the house. Aaron Thompson. Down we go. Are we down? Did we go down? No. As a matter of fact, here we go. Let's pull that up while we're doing this. We did not go down. In fact, we have a green candle on this hour because, Aaron, it's not what you think. If you think it's going down, it's probably going up. That's why you're not a millionaire, because we consider the logic of the market. We consider the reason for things to happen. We don't consider the manipulation as investors, and that's what they rely on in order to manipulate you. Now, will we go down later? Yes, probably. But for right now, what they're going to do is give us this little fake pump. Might even be a fake out. Remember what I said, guys? I said yesterday that I think that what we're going to do is come back up into this range right here at this 27,200 in order to close this little gap right here. Maybe even, by the way, I do want to point this out because 28.8 is still, I think, in the cards up in this range here. It is possible, because of this little breakdown, that we get a sky high sort of move right here all the way back up into 28,000 before coming back down for a lower low. And the reason for that is because that is the liquidity sweep. Now, if not, then somewhere in the 27.2, because if it stops right there, then that would be enough for me to say, you know what? Yeah, that's the play right there. That is the play. So who knows? Tom Collide says, if you could build an app, what everybody would want, what would the app that everybody would want, what would the app do? Well, it would be, so if I could build an app, my app, quite simply, would be an assistant that you could speak to with your phone, where you could say, instead of like, okay, Google, you'd be able to name it whatever you want. And then you would be able to say like, okay, Barnabas meet whistle. I need you to give me a whole bunch of different information about what is going on in the world. Then I need you to make sure you got me an alarm set for tomorrow. And then tell me a story about whatever that you could talk to, something that you could have a conversation with, a conversational AI that can do whatever it is that you want. Check my emails. Let me know if there's anything important. And if there's anything that looks like spam, delete it and set up an auto delete on anything that we identify as spam so I don't get it anymore. Automatically clean that stuff up for me. Make sure you turn on the coffee maker in the morning because it's connected to everything. Like, I mean, I would have an app that would just manage everything for me. And then when I'm driving, hey, navigate me to this place right here. And the app on the phone would communicate with the car, and that would all be done. Like, if that was what I was doing, that's what I would make. Am I too advanced for everybody? Or am I too lazy for everybody? The crypto wallet, that bing, bada bing, ching, ching, big profit. There we go. Crypto 1976 guy is in the house. Richard Nelson's here. Ben Ferrer is here. Cardano MM, Jason Pollins, Crypto 420, Gazer is in the house. We got Maddie B kicking it live, G style. Mr. P's A and E is in the house. F and Daniel, Jeff T, Crypto Antagonist, Richard Caldwell, J Manuel, Grant Vorshuk's in the house. Richard Caldwell, SBF is going to need some lube. Oh, he absolutely is. Doobie Tube, that's Diggy. He's in the house. That was a 14, by the way. And I turned that off afterwards. I forgot to turn it off during the intro, but that's what I meant to do. So Plan for Zen is in the house. Victor Lopez. We've got Stephen Blaylock. Ray Gutowski's in the house. Robert T is here. True Dukel's in the house. Redbeard OG. Daniel Volt is volting it up. Kamal is in the house. Satoshi Swag. Troy McDrains. Nobody knows how to zoom out and look at all sides, even with media. You need to listen to your enemies. That is exactly right. That is so important to when we think it's going down, it's going up. When we think it's going up, it's going down. That's how the market makers take advantage of us every single time. S. Logan, good morning. CODM and Crypto, good morning. Satoshi Swag in the house. Crypto Gramps AL. I wonder if he's from Alabama. It says AL. Or is it artificial learning? Maybe it's an artificial. Maybe Crypto Gramps is an AI. Let's be very careful. Don't look him in the eye and don't call him Skynet, whatever you do. Alex is in the house. What is going on, my man? Cryptic Sniper is in the house. The DXY is ripping. I wouldn't call it ripping. I would actually, goddamn, I would call it ripping. Ain't this a bitch? All right. Well, it's been working along with Bitcoin for the last bunch. So I guess if the DXY rips, now we're no longer correlated. But look at this direct correlation for the last little while until this big rip, and now all of a sudden Bitcoin's getting nervous, like it's in cold water. Yeah, come on now. Daniel Cardoso is in the house. What is going on? Crypto Angel, Ray Gutowski, Toxioke. God damn it, the ambassador for Ben from New Jersey. That guy. AL is for Albert. There we go. Paval, what is going on? Elon Muskrat is at a good price to buy. Yes, it is. In fact, we'll look at that in just a few minutes. But let's get into the news here. USDT whale activity heating up as exchange deposits rapidly accelerate, according to Sentiment. And that is a big news article, and that is a big news piece for us, because that would indicate that people are starting to put their money on chain so that they can start making buys. This is increasing the amount on exchanges for USDT, which generally means that people are getting ready to make large buys. Now, Sentiment notes that large wallets holding between 1 and 10 million worth of USDT have been accumulating Bitcoin. So the firm says that the metric also indicates interest in future buys. So we're accumulating Bitcoin, we're accumulating Ethereum, but we've not yet seen the move. So where does 73 billion is usually where Tether is. It's at 83 billion right now. Again, it's been at 73 billion for most of this time. If you go back over here and look, like on the market cap, sort of, let's see, markets. No, we want to look at market cap right here. Been 83, but this is over the day. Jesus Christ, please get your shit together. All right, here we go. 1 year, here we go. We were down in this range for all of this year in the 70 billion range, and now all of a sudden here we are for the last couple of months at 83 billion. So there's a lot of money stabled right now. When that money starts to get flooding its way back into the overall market, it will not. And that, by the way, you should note that is why you don't need to see a whole bunch of money coming into the market in order to have good price action, because there's $83 billion sitting in Tether as we speak that can go into your crypto project. You don't need new money coming into the market. Same with USDC. It's sitting at 25 billion right now. So a lot of move going into stable coins, at this point. So if that is the case, then I would venture to say that we probably have something at least on the horizon, something building. And we look at the overall market cap of USDT coming down during the same time that that Tether's been building up. So they're still dealing with the FUD and the fallout from that DPEG, which happened over here when Justin Sun made all that money. That was on 11 March when it went down to 96 cents. And Justin Sun bought millions and millions and millions of dollars worth at one time, and then arbitraged it over and sold it back on Monday when it went back to $1. What a great guy that is. Justin Sun, manipulator of markets. Ugh. Breaker of worlds. So anyway, but USDT starting to build up. SBF. Let's get into some SBF news. So Sam Bankman-Fried wrote that Binance leaked the balance sheet to CoinDesk in the internal memo, court evidence shows. So that's we always expected that. We always thought that was the case. We always saw their little spat on. If you remember, they had a little bit of a spat on Twitter back when it was still Twitter, and they did have that exchange where it turns out he was actually accusing him of doing that. So but let's move on. FTX co-founder Gary Wang has discussed a plea deal and has knowledge of the financial concepts. So we could be looking at a big plea deal. Caroline Ellison obviously has a plea deal. Gary Wang might also be looking at a plea deal. And all of them are going to say that this was SBF. He was the guy that did this all. Now, Alameda Research lost 100 guys. This is absolutely bonkers, by the way. Alameda Research lost $190 million to scams and questionable blockchains. And wait for it, former Alameda researcher engineer Aditya Bharadwaj says one trader lost more than $100 million after clicking on a fake link. Are you kidding me with this shit right now? Like, they made $100 million on a fake link, but it's okay, by the way, because they were scamming FTX holders already. Who are they going to tell? Who are they going to report it to? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's absolutely bonkers that there was that much money flowing around, and we didn't get any of it, by the way. And by the way, just so you guys know, for a channel my size, for a channel that's my size, they would have paid me something in the neighborhood of $10,000 to $20,000 a month in FTX tokens to pump to talk about FTX constantly as if it was the greatest thing ever, because they had no concept and no value for money. They were paying a lot of these guys ridiculous amounts of money to do that. It was absolutely crazy. Unbelievable how much things have changed when it came down to FTX. By the way, if anybody is, if you're in a token and you're looking for something like that, videos about Cal and stuff like that, like I do things based on promos, and I made a post on it on X. So if anybody is interested, I'll do a promo for your thing. I'll do a hype video for your thing, as long as there's an understanding that I am going to let people know that that's what it is. I'm not telling people what to do. I'm giving you an ad, basically. So if you want to buy an ad, then let your people know and have them contact me at BLEEVESCRYPTO on Twitter, and we'll do an ad for them. But remember, it's at BLEEVESCRYPTO, because if you search me on Twitter, I am at war right now with Elon Musk. Elon Musk doesn't know that he's at war with me, but I am at war with him, because if you type in BLEEVESCRYPTO, what he's doing is he's basically what the French call low rent dirtbag. Oh, because I'm doing it myself. Because I'm doing. Oh, here we go. Because there we go. If you. I saved this one. So, but there's a CF here, and then there's Believe C, and then there's underscore Believes Crypto, and there's Believe Crypto 1, and B with the 1 eats crypto and shit like that. So don't get scammed. Make sure it's at Believes Crypto. And then if anybody wants to reach out and do some kind of promo or something like that, then I'm welcome to do it for the moment. But I did put out a post, and just to give you guys clarity here, it helps me right now. Something about me. I love hype and promo videos. And there we go. I love oh my God, I can't even say the word hype. I love hype and promo videos. I like the TA portion as well. But in this market, since there's not much sponsorship around in tokens, I've been partnered or sponsored with CEXs like RubyDex and NordVPN. And I mean, guys, there's a list right here. And I have not added BingX because I didn't release the video yet, but also PionX is coming in the next day or so. So, I do have a couple of different partners that are out there. And when I do this portion right here, then you will see BingX start to pop up on this one because if you are looking to trade, then that is a great place to do. But I still wish people would cough up promo videos. Does that make me a degen? Sadly, much like Ben Armstrong, I'm not going to be able to do promos soon. It won't be worth it, but I still love it. And the point to this was, like, I like doing promo videos because I like digging into new projects. I like, checking them out and telling you guys what I think of them. But that's not where the money is in crypto. Like the money is in getting a good partnership with Gate.io or MEXC Global or NordVPN or RubyDex or, do a good job for these guys. And then, that's your job right now. You're working for them at that point. So those promo videos are fewer and more far between. So let's take a look at Earn. Thank you for the $1.99 bomb here. Let's do is it on I don't see it here. Where are we at here? You know what? Let's do $Earn here and see what happens. Let's do $ERN. And Earn is the best deflationary reflection. There we go. Buy, hold, earn. There it is. Buy, hold, earn. Let's get the contract address right here. And let's pop this in right here. And boom. All right, guys. So we got hold to earn right now. And wow, that is okay. So that is on a 4-hour chart. Let's go back to the 1 hour. So if we're looking at this, what kind of vibe are you getting right here? We got 62,000 in volume, market cap of 60,000 right now. It looks like the market cap was up to about 240,000 on the launch. Bam, we got a standard fib retracement right now. Came down below 786 on a very bad day for crypto, flipped under here and started to move right back up. So I would say that the most likely scenario for a play out, if you're making a play on this, is right here at this 3130 line. That's generally where things are going to move unless you get a big announcement. This is going to be on your developer, but if you get a nice little announcement, then you get a nice run to a new high, which is a good opportunity. Now, problem with that is, and I know that it's almost karma at this point when you see something like this, but if you run up like this and you get up into here, then what you do is effectively create a double top, which means that you're coming down even more, which is ridiculous to me, but that is the way that it plays. And then if that plays out, then you're looking at sell the top up there and then let it come down. And then the hope is that it comes off of this trend line right here. So that's what it would. We're going to go from here to here. And as you see right there, that's what you're looking to see as it plays out. Now, if you can make that play out and you can get this run up here, again, you double top, but you do come back down. Now, what you should do if you're an investor, this is where you sell your bag right here, or you at least take your original investment out and then you hold your moon bag. Then take whatever comes next, which is it's going to come down here and possibly, depending on the developer, it could break down below this line. If it does, but you're long-term, if you're a long-term guy that believes in the project and there is an actual project, then you're coming back to this 786 line. And the good idea there would be to go ahead and buy a little bit more because it will probably come up at least to this 2569 line and you just accumulated another 100%. So it's just playing these big moves as they go up and as they come back down. But I would follow a basic fib retracement line the entire time for this project. So, and if the guy wants to do a promo or a hype video or something like that, have him reach out to me. Because you're doing it, because we're over here, then, we'll give him a discount and we'll see what happens. But these are the standards when you start coming through and you start looking at some of these tokens. That's what you end up finding out, that they all do kind of the same thing. I mean, if you look at Pepe, then you see all the way back in the beginning, which we got to go back to April. So if you come way back here, then you will see that Pepe, same way, started off right down here. Crazy that you have to zoom in all the way to see it, but here we are, and now we gotta kind of I guess maybe this is not the best example because Pepe just kind of went nuts, but you would get your standard retracement back down here, but here's what you got. You got a double top right here. You double top, then you came back down just a little bit. It looks like Pepe just went wild from market ventures, but then it comes down, and then that's when you get on your next big run, and then you leg up after you come down off of that. So maybe it does. Maybe I guess this was the worst example to show. I could have showed you every other example except goddamn Pepe for what would have happened as an explanation, like Bob and all those other crazy ass ones. But a matter of fact, could we do that, Bob? Looks like the market is coming down 1548 on Ethereum. So yeah, we're bleeding about 2 billion. We're bleeding out about 2 billion on that. Tanakos, thank you for the $5 bomb. We're going to move on to that one. But we're going to check Bob real quick because just humor me. And if I'm wrong on Bob, then you know what? I'm just the ultimate asshole at this point. But I feel like there we go. A tale as old as time. There we go. So this is, God damn it, this is the one that played out. So, like I said before, with your other one, you came up here, you got the 786 retracement, then you pumped up and you got the secondary pump, but the secondary pump wasn't as good as the first pump, right? That meant that you were headed downwards, and this is actually a bullish indicator. Then you correct one more time because you go up, then you go fib retracement, then you come up here and you go a little bit lower, and then you come around, and then boom, that's the question. If you do something right, then you come up in this range right here. That's where everybody has, now you're riding on your bag, and now you're getting more investors in, and then boom, they sell off, and then you start going sideways, and then boom, that's when it takes off. If everything plays out the way that it should or could potentially at a best case scenario play out. But that's exactly what these things look like. And basically almost every one of them is going to look the same way. So that's what it is. It's that's how it plays out. So if Michael is doing a good job with his hype and all of his moves, then you're going to get this move right here. Then you're going to get a dip that comes after it. Make sure that everybody has taken their profit, and then hold on for the big move if everything is right. Takes a little bit of time. The one thing was for Pepe, it took off right away. For Bob, if you notice here, it didn't really take off right away. It took 4 days. As you started to move a little bit further, then you started to see them. You started to see them take a little bit shorter periods of time. But then there were a few of them. I want to say like Lambo and Capo and stuff like that, where they took like 2 weeks to 3 weeks, and then they were, like there was this weird little they were just kind of moving them, and then boom, they were blowing up. And that was at market ventures stealing your money. So a lot of that was going on. So that's what it looks like. So if you guys have that kind of pattern playing out, then that's probably to the good. Now let's move on to Caspa, and we're gonna look at the moving averages on Caspa real quick. And I'm using 50 and 200. And by the way, we do have a Caspa video coming out today where we talk a little bit about the Ghost Protocol. And in fact, I already did this on the 1 hour. It's going to be coming out on the video. Tanako's here. So I think that what we're going to do is I think we're going to break the 50 SMA, and we're going to have a bounce down here. Now, we did bounce off of the value area high, but I think it still comes down to the point of control at about 41 cents. And then I think it's going to take a big jump up here into 46 cents and do a big test right there. I think that we're about to move back over into a bullish scenario because if you humor me for a second, this is coming down and we're starting to see this price come back up, which means that the 50 SMA is going to start ranging back up. And when it does, we're going to have a crossover. And then the question becomes, can we bounce off of that and start moving back up to some other highs? Now, the problem with that is we're already at some pretty big highs on Caspa. If you come back over here, we're basically ranging right now at or near the all-time high. There is some serious correction that probably needs to happen on Caspa before it can go further, because there's going to be too many people taking profit along the way. And when you start to zoom out and you start to look at this on a longer term basis here, if you really start to look at this, like we've just all-time high to all-time high to all-time high to all-time high, it probably needs to come down, and it probably needs a little bit of correction. This first fib retracement, this first big move, was retraced to a 50. It was retraced to a 50 or 618. That's not bad. But then the next big move, I mean, it really just started moving again. So the next big move, well, you know what? Maybe it will go up again. Maybe it will go up again. You never really know, I guess. Bitcoin is dropping like a rock. Well, let's see. Is Bitcoin dropping like a rock? 6.8. Not exactly a rock, but yeah, it's I mean, it's not even the biggest candle, Richard. So I don't know if that really is the case. We had much bigger drops over the last little while. And there seems to be some fight. Like, we're not really just dumping. If we were, then we'd see like 10, 12 billion by now coming out of the market. Although that doesn't mean that we're not going to see that. But anyway, let's move on here and get as quickly as we can. Bitcoin price plunge, long-term buyers by 1.35 billion. We already covered that. Shiba Inu, 388% spike in whale activity. And I thought, wow, what a great article. Suddenly, we've got this gigantic spike in SHIB. Is SHIB going to move? And then I find, no, it's actually just one whale accumulating 4.6 trillion during this price drawdown. And that was worth 31.387 million dollars. So they might know something that we don't, and that's fair enough. But when I look at when I look at SHIB, like, I don't see I see maybe this is where the big buys came in for it. But I mean, they were basically just buying the bottom over here, thinking that it's going to make a move up here. That's so I think that I think that we'll see we'll probably see over the next couple weeks, we'll probably see a spike in SHIB back up to the 72 range, which would be where I would be looking at in order to move my 32 million back out. And whatever I accumulate right there that I hold in my bag, that's going to be my moon bag. So, and by the way, that would be a significant move, because you're talking about if the guy's a spot buyer and he bought right there, then you're talking about a 6%. So 6% of 4.6 trillion would be something like 240 million. So the guy would make $1 million or $2 million just off of a nice SHIB pump, which will happen at some point when we get into the bull market. So good play for that guy. And we also covered Alameda right here. Now the question is, Friday the 13th and Bitcoin, is it unlucky for crypto traders? By the way, let me know in the chat if this is annoying up here. This thing up at the top with the X, at BLEEVESCRYPTO and all that kind of stuff. I resized it on a different video, trying to make it less obnoxious and a little bit slower and stuff like that, so it's not disconcerting. I put the MEXC global thing down at the bottom. It's going to be a little bit smaller on my next one. I just didn't have time to make it fit perfectly, and then when I saw it, it didn't fit like exactly right. So you're going to see this thing kind of you'll see. But what do you guys think? Is that a good thing right there? Does that annoy the shit out of you? Is it tolerable? Because I just thought it was going to be kind of cool. Also, I can make any kind of background now because StreamYard has upgraded their game and stepped it up a notch. But anyway, Friday the 13th in Bitcoin, is it unlucky for crypto traders? And the average, by the way, of this, in the answer is Bitcoin has risen by 1% on average on all of the Friday 13th since 2010. So, what the French would say, a bitch better go long, because this seems like it might be a pretty good one if you can find the right dip. Now, Bitcoin is still declining, so Richard is still going to get the long-term win here if we get a big enough candle. But again, we had a bigger candle what is this, 4 hours ago, for no reason. So, and we've had much bigger candles over the last 24 hours than this one. So we'll see whether this breaks down or up or what happens. The overall markets, Dow Jones, does not seem to be slowed down or deterred that much by what happened. We started positive, went into the negative, but we're just kind of trending basically dead even, down 12 points, 16 points. That's like not even 0.1%. And then we have the SPY, which is up on the day. So where we really at and what exactly is really going on. What I think we're going to see is, I think we're going to see a big rip again by Bitcoin up into, again, liquidity sweeps. These are liquidity sweeps that keep happening, right? So how much is this sweep worth? And, where's the next liquidity? So we look at 27.3. Is the liquidity at 27.3? Yes, it is. So it's right there. That's the big amount on the 3-day. So there's a significant amount at that and at 27,678. So where would 26,678 be on this chart? That would be up here. And guys, this is exactly what I'm talking about right here. This up to 26,678, that is the entire liquidity sweep of this move right now. And that actually lines up perfectly with this position right here and this position right here. So if I were a guessing man, and you know what? Here's the thing. You could be wrong, because that to me looks obvious. And the fact that it looks obvious could be a could be a red flag in what could happen next. But it just to me looks like that would be the next play out and the next move, because we did get this downward thing happening here. And every opportunity, there are big sweeps and big moves. And what you're seeing is like this big move up here, then it goes up, 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 and then magically goes way down. So this one goes down, 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 and it starts going back up, up, up a little bit. Could go down more, or we're going to see a massive reversal in the position and a move back to the upside, because this has wrecked or liquidated a lot of people. And that's what it's looking for, is it's looking for the capital. Now, on the 24-hour chart, are we seeing the same thing? We're basically seeing the same thing. Like the big liquidity is still in that range in the 24-hour. In the 1 week, we are looking at the big liquidity. So in the big time frames, 27.4 is where it is. So I would expect a move to 27. So I would expect a move of 1% at least on Bitcoin pretty quickly or pretty soon. But all the way up here at 28.8, and 28 up in the 28.8 range is where the big amount is. That goes to the monthly. Yeah, that's where it all comes in at 28.8 right now. But you can see right here, like there's every reason for Bitcoin to come down right now on the monthly to this level in this 25-26 range. So, you could be seeing this thing breaking down to get into this range because that's where the money is. So 12-hour, let's see what the 12-hour looks like. 12-hour, we could go 26.5 or 27,000 exactly. So 26.5, probably easier to get to, but I mean, it's all speculation at this point until we see an actual break one way or another. A slow bleed right now. I think the slow bleed right now is not really that much. I would like to see, if we're going to make a move, then the move has to be a little more violent than what we're seeing right now. This drip down is not going to, that's not going to do much. So 30-minute chart. Same thing. Like we're like, this wasn't even matter of fact, this wasn't even the biggest candle in the last 3 hours. So there's a lot more to come, and I think we're going to see. I think we're going to start to see something happen. Now we are getting a red candle being minted right here. Money flow. All right, let's MACD this one. And MACD is coming down on the 30-minute. On the 1 hour, we're still in the green, but we're about to reverse and go bearish. Longer terms, it just flipped over into bullish. So that's a 2 hour. The 4 hour is coming up despite this crazy candle, and it looks like we're about to cross back over bullish. The RSI is about to cross over the trend line. So let's get a little bit further out in the 1 day, and in the 1 day we just crossed over, and the 1 day might be the indicator that says, oh shit, it's about to get uggo. So, but we'll see what happens. I mean, like, we're ranging within 100 points right now. That's like just a small percentage. So, it's 7%. We're at 1/2. So, this could be swept up in 1 minute, and we could be at 28,000 or 26,900 in just a few minutes, and before you know it. But this is ranging right now. This is the early part of the morning. We're 15 minutes in. This is where the volatility happens until we kind of settle on what's the easiest direction. Because remember, the bulls, they don't give a shit which way we go. They just care that we go, because that's where the money is. So we'll start to see what happens here. MACD is dropping on the 15-minute. I hate that that does that, by the way. So we'll let the sell-off continue, probably down here to 1.02 trillion. That's a 15-minute. We're already in the 15 minutes, so I would expect that we're probably going to get propped at 26.5, most likely. U.S. Treasury yields are starting to spike again, just a little bit, not a whole lot. And don't forget, by the way, CZ Binance did say that Bitcoin should achieve its all-time high in 2024. CZ's prediction is that it will pass its all-time high. And CZ, that's the guy, right? So let's see what happens. By the way, your hedge against inflation is certainly Bencoin at this point. Jesus Christ, it continues to just kind of, as soon as the market reverses, Bencoin starts to pump again. It's ridiculous that that keeps happening, but it's happening. Anyway, 100x gems is up 1937. Ben is at 26.95, about to pop into 2,700. We got the bullish breakout on the pennant. The question is, will it come up here into this 32.99 and test 3,300 again, or are we just kind of stuck in this range? WAGMI is still continuing to eat it. Came up just a little bit off of this bounce, but we're gonna have to see it maintain for a lot longer than that. MUSK, we still got buys coming in. We did have a big sell-off last night. Some Chad, selling off. So we'll see what happens. By the way, you have 12 more hours from right now to make a 0.1 ETH buy on Elon Muskrat token, hashtag Musk. It's the contract ending in C56D, because we know you love the D. But you got 0.1, and then we're giving away 5 million Elon Muskrat tokens to the winner. Are they going to sell on the chart? Probably. But maybe not. But also probably. But also maybe not. So you never know. SHIB 68.66, Advantis 12.88, Pepe 62.58, still just kind of eating it. Bone 71.45. Again, same thing. Like it's just Bone has been a letdown for a lot of people because they were looking for something that they didn't get, and what are you gonna do? Volt 23.11. Looks like the run's over. We are back down to there was a lot of, oh, here we go, baby, it's getting ready to happen. And then I said, we could, if it happens, and you're gonna have to come all the way up here to like 53.06 was my number on Volt, where if you want to have a breakout, that's where you need to go. That's where you're going to attract people, because that was a previous resistance, and that's what traders are looking for, is the ability to break a resistance. And instead, Volt went from 22 to 27, back down to 22. So I don't know, 23. So I don't think that's not a breakout. That's just that's just the liquidity sweep, basically. So maybe we'll see something happen, but I don't know. DubX is at 55.36. Had that big sell-off. Somebody sold 63 ETH in one sale. What a dildo. You know what I mean? Like, ugh. And by the way, you can do that if you want to, but if you are ever doing that on a chart, you should really DCA your way and be a little more respectful for the chart action and for the people. Even if you're mad at them, it's irresponsible of you to just dump 63 ETH at one time, because you're going down and you're getting it at whatever the market price is. And some of it you're selling up here and you're getting a decent price, but then the rest of it you're getting down here at this low ass price. Like that's 150,000. Like you could have, if you would have DCA'd right here in this little range right here and found the buyers for it at the top by selling like, 2 ETH at a time or 3 ETH at a time, you could have had over 220,000 at least. You know what I mean? Like, don't just throw money away, and don't just like jump out and take profit at some weird time like that. Like, maximize what it is that you're doing. So anyway, that's it, guys. This is not financial advice. My name is Believes. I am always right. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. Again, if you want to do any promos or anything like that, reach me at BelieveScrypto on Twitter. For at least a month, or 2, 3, 4, a couple more months, I'm probably going to be able to do promos and stuff like that. New year, maybe the end of it. So I get nervous like when I get, into that spot, because I love doing promos, but it's not going to be worth it pretty soon. So now is the time. I'm going to scare you a little bit here. Once you get done getting scared, and if you're not doing futures trading,
bitch, don't you want to start making some real fucking money?
You should be. And don't forget, this is Donald Trump's favorite crypto channel.
I'm about to drop some hugely powerful alpha. And that's what they call it. They call it alpha, believe me. Okay? And not many people know this, but alpha means that I know big things, strong things, powerful things. So here's the alpha, folks. If you want to be hugely rich like me, you got to join and subscribe to the BelieveScrypto YouTube channel. You got to become a member, because many people say, quite frankly, it's the strongest YouTube channel out there. It's fantastic. It's the best. So let me know what you think, folks. Funny Donald out.
All right, Vegas Inu, huge. All you guys, if you guys want to reach out to me, you can reach out to me. But again, time is drawing near, and then I'm going to be boring and... Anyway, you guys are going to see me on some more channels very soon. I can't talk about it yet, but I'm going to scare you. You're going to be real spooked out. But leave a comment on the video on your way out, if you would, please. Only takes 20 seconds.
It's been a long day, a long week, maybe a long year. So let's get something clear. We're gonna stock up on some party favors later on. Tell everybody they're invited.